Hello, 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 hello. Hi, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Shalafia lewa wuli. Hi, everyone. Come on in. Say hello. Come on in. Say hello. Come on in. Say hello. How you miss something? Oh, I was gonna email you. I'm gonna let me just pull up that email so I don't forget. I'm gonna send you an email. Give me 1 second. Hi, everyone. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Say hello when you come in. I'm going to send you an email once we're done so I can remember. Okay, there we go. Hi, everybody. Shalafia lewa. What's going on? Hello, finest Shandy. Are you you joined early today? Moribe. Waleni. My sister from another mother. Hi, everyone. What's going on, people? It's Tuesday, my version of Monday. I hope everyone had a good weekend since we're just saying it, well, since Thursday. So bear with me, people. So, Alafia and Mua, thank you. But I thank God because I've had to deal with, I don't know, I think I've said it before that I deal with migraines a lot. Um, and so it got really bad that I had to. Anyway, I just yesterday was just awful, awful, awful. It was just constant. But today's a much better day, and I know that I don't know if my mom is on, but I've dealt with headaches, migraines all my life. Like as I can remember, as little as 6, 7 years old. My parents tried to figure out what the heck was wrong with me then. Ah, cause I do that. I do that so long. But finally, it was when I finally got to United States that I had an official diagnosis, and and for whatever it is, I don't claim it. I just say it's a diagnosis. But there's the only cure, quote unquote, to that is doing a surgery, which has less than 10% success rate. So it's in the hands of the ultimate surgeon, which is God. So whenever He chooses, He gives complete healing at His own time. So it just so I thank God, like, because sometimes it's like if anyone who deals with migraines understands that it's like you're blacked out sometimes, or one side of your body is completely numb. It could be scary, and for me, because my brain is always working given the nature of my job. So but we thank God for strength, we thank God for health each and every day. Hi, everyone. This is attorney 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 So that's it. So if I sound a bit, tired, just bear with me, because I travel to bounce off the wall. But yeah, this is attorney 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 immigration attorney based in Alabama, representing immigration clients in all 50 states. Yes, I remember. Yeah, last week I was battling the code. That's one of the triggers. So yeah, I think this time around that was what happened. I have triggers. It could be smell. It could be coming down with a cold. It could be a strong sound. Heat. Anything could be a trigger for migraine, and that's just the reality of situation. Anyway, if you need to contact our office, our number is 334-341-4475. You can also text us to the same number directly or on WhatsApp. info@olalalawfirm.com. Thank you. So that's how you can contact us: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Subscribe, like, follow, share. All of that is very much appreciated. Trust me, even tracks, all of that. Name it, because and for those who know me, who are who hang out with me, I don't drink. I don't drink alcohol. The reason being, there's always some kind of pain medication in my system, and I am one that just does not sit still. I've got to keep going. If not, but I had to shut everything down yesterday. It was, yeah, I had to shut down yesterday, and today I woke up and I was like, thank you, Jesus. I got too much to do. I got a whole lot of cases that need to go out. I had, just too many cases that need to go out before Thanksgiving, before Christmas. So, thank God for health. But 334-341-4475 is our contact number. This evening we are doing questions. I just was thinking earlier today, I was like, oh, 𝒃𝒂💏 it's actually say questions. Like, I think it's been, I want to say 3 weeks or thereabout. So let's now, y'all will go on our social media, and thank you for reaching out and all that. But my sweet Lydia, who does our social media messages and all that, she cannot give legal advice. So the best she's going to be able to tell you is that the best she's going to tell you is that she will pass your message across, but if it has to do with questions, she will give you information about how to set up a paid consultation. There's no way around that. So for those of you who send questions to her, this is the time to ask those questions free of charge. General information questions are general responses to questions are general information, nothing specific to anyone's case. If you want something specific to your case, then you've got to set up a proper paid consultation. So that's just how it is. There's no way around that. But anyway, so this evening it's about, if you got questions, you got time. Do I have time for questions? You got time for questions? Yes, we do. Let's take as many as we can. Good evening, everyone. And if you just joined us for the first time, my name is Bisola Adebola-Olale, immigration attorney based out of Alabama, but representing immigration clients in all states. We get that question all the time. Hey, Cecilia, Alabama, I mean, how is fair represent me in New York? Well, I'm licensed in New York. Just so let's put that out there. I'm licensed in Alabama and New York, but all that an immigration attorney needs is just to be licensed in one state, and they can represent you in any state that you live in when it comes to immigration cases. So let's get going. Put your questions in the comment section. Hello, Mr. Erin, how are you? And we will go through that. I'll try to do at least one round on each platform. And so let's give some time to, let's see. And if you're on YouTube and Facebook, the contact information is scrolling across the screen. On Instagram, I haven't seen Miss Illinois. I don't know what's going on, but Miss Abena has been good enough to help us. My girls take care of that. On TikTok, if you go all the way, scroll all the way up, the contact information is there. Once again, is 334-341-4475. And so let's talk immigration, people. Let's get into it. Okay. I see venue. All states in the United States. Yes, all states. Hello, Miss Giwa. How are you? For whatever reason, I thought about you today. I'm trying to think of what it was I was thinking about. But I thought about you today. Yeah, I hope she's okay. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, I will reach out to her after the live because that's very unlike her. But let's see. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm gonna go through. Let's start with TikTok, and I will circle. So if you're, that's how it goes. We'll go from one platform to another. So please be patient. I'll try to get to your question if we have the time to do that. Okay. Yeah. Hello. Mr. Adelaja, shall I feel lower? All right, let's see. Hello, Miss Delia. How are you? Is it just, hi, Mr. Kelvin? Is everybody, are y'all in all your states, are they cold? Because it looks like, thank you. It looks like all of a sudden, Alabama decided that, hey, let's join the cold state gang. I was like, what's going on? Like, mind your business. Let those in the Midwest be dealing with the cold. I lived in Chicago for 3 years, so I know what it feels like there. And I don't go to Midwest during the winter time. No, miss me with that one. If you see me in the Midwest during the winter time, it's because I got an immigration interview. That's it. And I'm heading back home the same day if possible. Not doing it. But somehow somebody came all the way from there and brought that cold down here. So, okay. Hey, Ghanaian wife, how are you? How are you? How are you? Hello, Tony. Thank you for joining. Okay. My spouse. So this is if it's got so if I don't say your name, it's because your question may relate to some kind of humanitarian confidential kind of case. So my spouse threatened to withdraw my application and has withdrawn my application twice. I'm still let's continuation of that. And still in Ghana, can I file for VAWA? Generally, in order for you to file for a VAWA, based on for those who don't know what VAWA is a marriage-based green card process that is the same as you filing. It involves your spouse. The main difference is rather than your spouse filing the underlying petition for you to file your green card, you are going to be both the petitioner and the beneficiary in your case. So you don't need your spouse to be the petitioner. You step in the shoes of the petitioner simply because you have been the victim of abuse at the hands of that spouse that you're married to. The person has to be either a permanent resident or they are a U.S. citizen. But one of the requirements for a VAWA case is that you've got to be physically present in the United States to qualify for VAWA. So to your question, unless your spouse is a member of the U.S. military or works with and stationed outside, member of the U.S. military, or works for the U.S. government and is stationed outside the country but works for the U.S. government, let me see, I think there's one more. Or you were in the United States at some point and the abuse that you suffered happened while you were physically present here. Those are the three main exceptions to you being physically present in the United States to qualify for VAWA if you're not living in the U.S. So if you've never been to the United States, your spouse is not in the military, your spouse doesn't work for the U.S. government, then generally, disclaimer, general information, nothing specific to anyone's case. But if none of the exceptions apply to you, then you probably don't qualify for VAWA. My VAWA case was transferred to a new office twice for the week, and I still didn't get my biometrics yet. Is that normal? Transferring your case from one office to another has nothing to do with your biometrics. Now, most of the time when you get a transfer notification, a transfer alert in your VAWA case, keep in mind that VAWA petitions they're so fast. Y'all, USCIS is on top of their game now when it comes to issuing VAWA receipt notices. As of August, it was taking upwards of three months to be, that's what we're seeing. But since September, I don't think I have any case that we filed that we haven't received the notices within 30 days when it comes to VAWA cases. They're pretty fast. We got notices today of cases we filed 2 weeks ago. So it's coming real fast. But VAWA cases are being filed at the Nebraska Service Center. What happens is, because it is adjudicated, processed at the Vermont Service Center, Nebraska Service Center, you file it, that's the filing location. They issue you the receipt notices. That's why VAWA cases now start with LIN in place of ESC up until last year. They issue the receipt notices and then transfer your VAWA file to the Vermont Service Center. And when you get a transfer notice, most of my clients, just ask me, "Hey, this is like, with this email." That's all it is. It's just getting that to the Vermont Service Center so that they can start with the processing of your case. The processing the processing of your case starts with Nebraska Service Center. The adjudication of your case starts with the Vermont Service Center, if that makes any sense. So adjudicating your VAWA petition starts there. and you may not necessarily get your biometrics appointment notice appointment until your case has been transferred. It's in the jurisdiction of the Vermont Service Center, and then they start to work in your case, and things start to fall in place. I hope that helps with your question. How long does an N400 case take? There are a lot of factors that go into that, but USCIS.gov/processing times gives you the processing times for different things you have. So you can go on that and check. Can I get married to my fiance while he is visiting me here? He has a tourist visa. Generally, you can. However, keep in mind that you don't want to also jeopardize him having to deal with misrepresentation issue. So there is no longer that 90-day rule, meaning you come in on a visitor visa or some kind of non-immigrant visa, and then you get married to someone less than 90 days and file your immigration application. They've done away with that, but they still have the discretion to factor that into a case. So it's just advisable to avoid that. Now, as long as he didn't come in with the intention of getting married to you, but if you guys are saying, you know what, why is he going back? This is our life now, yada, 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 and you get married, I would just say make sure you have a clear 90-day just to be on the safe side before you put in anything with USCIS. So I applied for asylum. I got married. I have a combo card. Can I travel not to my home country? Generally, if you've got a combination card, meaning you filed an AOS case based on marriage, you got an E80 combined with an I-512 advanced parole, you should be fine. Can I travel? Can I Christmas? Can I New Year? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this is general. As long as the only issue you've got is the unlawful presence, there's nothing else that's going to, raise a red flag at a port of entry for you, then, even though you have an asylum case pending, I've got quite a number of clients to do that, you should be fine. But don't say that lawyer with the salt and pepper had told me I could travel. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I don't see any issues with it generally. But as you've already mentioned correctly, you cannot go back to the country you're seeking protection from. Okay. How long does I-130 take? Depends on if you're married to a citizen or a green card holder, and USCIS.gov/processing times would help you. Which part of Chicago did I live? It was more towards the south side though, but it was close to, not too far from South Michigan Avenue, and that's because my ex-husband is a physician, Dr. Lale. So my last name is still my former married name. It's just my professional name. So he had his residency in Chicago then. That's where we had my oldest kid. My sweet kid is going to be 19 in 3 weeks. Cannot believe I have an almost 19-year-old. So we lived just about a mile from Mercy Hospital, which was right, not right downtown, but south side Chicago. Yeah. It is cold cold in Tulsa. I feel you, Ghanaian wife. It's like I went out in the office today, and so I got my truck. I have a truck that I got the windows tinted because why not? So there's a guy at work that helped me. So he brought it out back to me to come see that. And I was like, okay, it's during the day. The sun is out kind of. And I went out without I usually wear wraps. I hate jackets. And as soon as I stepped, I ran back in like, what? I was like, who came from Canada and brought the ice with them? It was not even funny. So first winter in 4 years. Oh, wow. Yeah, love your hair. Thank you. My spouse is on volunteer retirement as U.S. Air Force officer. Okay. Then you may want to you may want to sit down and evaluate your case with an immigration attorney and discuss. This forum is for general information. You cannot get anything, and I cannot do anything specific to your case because of the rules of professional conduct. Rules of professional conduct, yes. Ethically, no. Because obviously you can go in depth, open forum with your personal issues. So you will have to sit down with a lawyer. Most lawyers that I know, including myself, charge for a consultation. So and get it and give them information so that you know whether or not you would fall within any of the exceptions, or if it's best for you to just hold on and let the petition go through and see what happens. Request for evidence. The letter only mentions medical. Do I need to add more documents as well? If they ask you, this applies to interviews as well. Answer only the question you're asked. If they say, send us an I-693, send them an I-693, end of story. You're welcome. You're welcome. Do most cases go to NBC? Whenever you file your case, you're filing a marriage-based case, certain marriage-based cases now. You file that with the lockbox, depending on where you live, right? But all roads lead to the National Benefits Center, especially now. When it gets there, they decide what cases, and they go through your case, and they decide, okay, do you have a deficiency? Do you need to send additional evidence for a good faith? Because at that point, they are able to decide whether or not your case should be waived for an interview, or if it's not, then they forward it to the field office that's got jurisdiction over your case. So all roads lead to the National Benefits Center, and then if your interview is going to be waived, then it's the ball stops there. They decide, they adjudicate your case, issue your green card, end of story. If your case is going to need further adjudication and it's forwarded to your field office, then they do that as well. Hopefully that helps. I sent in my medical RFE for I-45 1 month ago, but I have not received any response about it. Sometimes an update may not have happened in your case. Y'all remember, it's USCIS. Sometimes it may take up to 3 months for them to acknowledge that they received your RFE. Sometimes you may not get any. As long as you send, this is what I always tell clients, send your responses. Anything you're sending to U.S. Immigration, please send it with trackable mail. Preferably ask for someone to sign for it. As long as the person's on you've got your proof of delivery, they ain't going to argue with you with something that is black and white, right? So that's what I usually would say. I got RFE for a latest tax return, but my husband filed a single. Will I be denied filing for a single? If you're already married, then you may want to have that amended. He may want to have an affidavit saying that somebody else helped him with the taxes. Whatever the case may be, when in doubt, sit down with a lawyer and discuss your case. What can I do 120 days after N400 interview with no decision? Send a demand letter to them. Send them, call USCIS, that it's possible to get somebody, a live person to speak with, actually. If all else fails, you can sue them in court. I no longer do recommend those cases because it was driving me insane. I already have enough headache, literally. But most of the time, whenever, unless it's a case where there's some kind of in-depth investigation going on, most of the time, I send a demand letter and tell them, hey, we've got a right to have judicial review, aka we have a right to sue you. I've got one where the same day they got the demand letter, the same day the N400 was adjudicated. So start with that and see how that goes. Okay. Is it safe to travel with advanced parole through marriage case? Previously found asylum. That's a very generic question. I can't say whether or not without you applying it to your kids. Whether it's not because you have advanced birth doesn't necessarily mean that everybody can travel. Everyone's fact pattern is different. What are the facts associated with your case? That's what matters. Stanley says, "Am I single?" Any tips on how to ace your B2 interview? No. Main thing is you being able to show that you've got strong ties. That's what that really boils down to. Let's see. No, pull something else. Okay, so okay. I was going to, the question came up, but I think I will have to pass that question for now because that would require a bit of a research on that because I can't think of the top of my head. I only have 3 months to apply for my CG's SIJS visa. I'm almost 18. Do you think it's possible? When you say you only have 3 months to apply for the CGs, are you talking of the I-360 petition itself? Or are you talking about the predicate court order from your state that is required before you file the I-360? Because the I-360 age limit is you have to file before 21. It's the court order that matters whether you're 18 or 19, whatever your age of majority is in your state. I got a message from USCIS stating they need my medical before they give a decision on my case. Okay, so what's your question? Okay. So what's the question? That's a statement. What's the question? All right, let me go to oh my God. Ms. Giwa. Okay, I'm not sharing it because it's something bad. I'm sharing it because there's testimony out of it. So y'all, I'm sure you've heard me say this Giwa so many times on this forum. Very, very sweet lady was involved in a car accident and the car she was driving was totaled, but she is doing okay. She's alive. And for that, we are grateful. We thank God. We rejoice with you. We celebrate you. We thank God because this year shall not end with you, but you would see many, many new years to come. None would take your place in the lives of your children. You will reap the reward of your labor. Your labor over them shall not be in vain. So I say that out so that y'all just remember her in your prayers and thank God for sparing your life. A car can be replaced. A life, it doesn't have a duplicate. So thank God for his mercies upon you. Thank God for his grace that never fails and has kept you. Thank God for his protection and for keeping you through adversity. We yes. Yeah, you know her. Yes. Thank God for your life, Miss Gill. And we rejoice with you. We thank God with you, and we continue to protect you and cover you under the blood of Jesus, with the blood of Jesus. I don't want to say thank you. You really have passion for immigrants. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Miss Vicky. How are you? I'm currently on R1 visa with an I-360 approved. My visa will expire soon. Now there's a backlog of 4 to 5 years. Is there another way to stay here legally? Sit down with a lawyer and discuss what your options are. I filed for VAWA slightly more than 2 years ago after divorce due to COVID-19 delay. Can they consider delay at all? If I'm understanding what you're saying, Okay, so more than 2 years after divorce. Okay, so basically your divorce had happened more than 2 years. So you filed for the vow more than 2 years after divorce occurred, and you're saying that would they consider COVID the exception? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think that is. There's just no. I don't think there's a way around that. But hey, that is just me, human speaking. Who knows what God is? But legally, that's just not an exception. Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Yes, God is forever faithful. He is always faithful. Even in our unfaithfulness, He remains faithful. No, no, I see. I've known you for a while now, and I know this lady will above her and beyond for her children, and there's no other person who can. So it's not your time, and before your eyes, they will be all that God has called them to be. And thus far, you have brought them, and God has brought you. Your story, it has to end in praise. It's not the end yet. So we thank God for His grace and His mercies. My vow has been approved since 2022 April, but I haven't heard anything about my green card. If it's still within number processing time, that you probably would not hear, then that's probably what you would say. They would say, let you know. If you've got a lawyer on your case, they can inquire, but you can also look and see what the processing time is and see it. It will give you, because on processing times page now, if you put in your priority date, your receipt date, it will let you know whether or not you can go ahead to submit a request for inquiry to the field office or the service center. If it's still within number processing time, then that's what it is. Okay. Alrighty. Thank you, Mr. Dana. Well, I was feeling much better Thursday, but because and then Thursday night I woke up in the middle of the night with migraine. So I'm just getting over that. But listen, I don't. Yeah, but I thank God for His healing grace and it's not cool. And the funny thing, and not funny thing, but the thing is, because I live with my kid. My oldest kid helps me a lot. It's even when he comes from, but he's in college. He's gonna go with his life. So it's me and my TJ. And so, yesterday was I had to literally drag myself out of bed to take him to school. So that's one of the things I miss about Nigeria, to be honest, because you only drive to Lake Bamolosi school. Somebody's gonna come help you. But in the US, and his dad helps out a lot. Don't get me wrong, but obviously he runs his own clinic. I was just like, okay, I'm working from home. Let's see how things go. And good thing is I didn't have to pick him up early yesterday. I was able to just shut everything down. But much better today. Thank God for His grace. Fine as Shandy. Fine woman like this. I'm telling you, Auntie, you're fine. Hello, how are you? How have you been? Hey, Caleb, Mr. Micah, how are you? Micah she is my oldest kid's name, Oluwashi. Hello, Island Girl, how are you? My day was fine. How was yours? Can we ask questions? Yes, that's what we're doing tonight. So I hope you put your question in the comment section. What's the time? Okay. Hello, Miss Queen Fumi, how are you? Luadunsi says hello, everybody. Let's see. How about the law that says asylum will only be granted to those who came in straight to the United States from their home country? What do you mean? How about that? What is the question you're asking? Stitches by Roy. How are you? What is the timeline looking like right now for prima facie? What the initial prima facie or extension? If it's initial, it's averaging anywhere from 3 months to about 6 months. If I get my receipts missing, how can I get a new one as I need it for my job? Contact USCIS, make an e-request on their website. If hopefully your case is not VAWA related. If it is VAWA related, then you're going to have to send a letter to them with proof of your identification. When a lawyer is out of state, will it be much of a hassle for the lawyer to represent the client? There's no hassle in that. It just depends on if the lawyer is available to be present and if you have an interview. Now, the only thing that maybe or you may not be sure of is if your case involves an interview. But starting a case is not, you're not starting unless you're hiring that lawyer specifically for an interview. But you're not starting off with an interview. You're starting off with paperwork, which is a whole lot of it. And talking about paperwork, I had a case today that went down 797 pages. Yeah, I wonder why I have migraines. But I'm telling you, y'all, I love what I do. I love what I do. We also got today a denial of an appeal case that was like, but then again, we regroup and we say, okay, what's next? It is what it is, Yeah, all of it. I take all of it. Wins. We hope we're praying for wins. All wins if possible. But the reality is, because I love challenging cases, I get bored easy, so I've got it as something. But most cases do not start with interviews. So if you have a regular marriage case, for instance, like I've got a client who lives in Seattle, Washington. I've got a client who lives in Ohio. I got a client who lives in Nebraska. And then I'm thinking the ones I'm saying are clients that we didn't have interviews in their cases. A client who lives in Gulf Breeze, Florida, no interview in their cases, and I represented them all. So those clients, I have not met them in person. I've met them just like we're talking now on video, but there was no. But then I got clients that are scheduled for interview. I go to Atlanta, I go to Montgomery, Louisiana. It just depends on availability and if you're hire the services of the lawyer. That's all. Breed C Gray, you're in Alabama. The weather is crazy. I agree. It is, and it was raining all day today. I think it's still raining. So that would make it even better. Yes, please follow, like, share, subscribe to our all social media platforms: YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram at Olaleye Immigration. That would be very much appreciated. 334-341-4475 is the contact number. After 5 years of divorce with a military U.S. citizen, can the person still apply for a VAWA? Generally, short answer to that is no. Okay, let's see. My case keeps jumping from 2 months then to 5 months. What does that mean? It just means that it's still being processed. That's why I don't go with the app that says, expected decision in 3 weeks. No, I don't. It's going to give you hypertension. Just wait for the normal processing time on their website. And once you pass that, they make your increase. Hello, Mr. Landimiji. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. How long does, why do I feel I know this person? How long does USCIS take to make a decision after an expedited approval of I-360? It can vary. So what I've seen in my cases that I make when we get an expedited request, hey kid, approved, is You done? I was just about to tell you you're going to take a shower because you see the time. Okay. Um. Yes. Once I have 30 days passed, I send them an email saying, "Hey, Sharon 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒕 approve expedite request file." In this case, like the whole point of approving the expedite, so it could be faster. And usually, I'll get a response, either an approval, if they have to send an RF or whatever case may be. So usually, if it's 30 days, then that's when I start to follow back with them. Let's see. Hello, Miss Geraldine. How are you? Hola, Mama. Thank you. Mr. Bennett, I think I'm not. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I think she may be on actually. I'm about to get married to my girlfriend, but she wants to spend a couple months in England. Can this be a problem for my immigration papers? What do you mean? Can this be a problem? In what way? Hello, Evil Proud. You guys are probably freezing in Maryland by now, because if we are, okay, let's see. How soon does adjustment of status via green card? Adjustment of status is green card application. Take for work permit. I don't understand your question. Do you know if backlogged asylum interviews are taking priority right now? No. Thank you, Finest Shandy. Yes, represent immigration clients in all states. I'm currently on an R1 visa. Okay, I think you're the same person who just asked that question. Thank you, Ms. Bena. Okay. Do they still do green card interviews? Yes. Can my mom, who is a citizen, file for my 11-year-old child since I don't have papers? There is no category for grandparents to file for grandkids. Now, your child may qualify depending on your situation. I'm not telling you to go make up stories, but your child may qualify for CGS, SIGS, Special Immigrant Juvenile status. Your child may qualify. Your mother may decide to adopt your child if you're willing to go that route. But there is no category for a grandparent to adopt a grandchild. Yes, it doesn't matter what state you live in. How soon does green card and work permit issue in recent times? Green card, there's no set time for anyone, and that's one thing I want people to understand. A lot of people would say, and it's great when we have. I've got quite a number of that happen. Green card from start to finish issued in 4 months, start to finish it in 5 months, start to finish 8 months for a family of 3. But then there are also cases that we've been waiting a year and a half, 2 years. It just depends on everyone's case. If you've got something in your prior case, if you filed a prior case before, you've got issues with your visitor visa application. If you're living in a state where there is the backlog is as long as River now, there's a lot that goes into how soon a green card is going to be adjudicated. But that's why you've got the USCIS present times website to give you an estimate of how long it's taking them to adjudicate 80% of your case type, and then give or take plus or minus for everything else. Lawyer, I try to contact you, but they say I also have to hire a translator, so I have to pay for the advice and also a translator. How's that? Because I would like you to take my process. Lally, if that's what you were told, that's the truth. There's nothing if you need a translator, you need to get a translator. We don't provide that. And I don't provide free consultations. So that's just the policy, and that's just my policy. So I would love to represent you, but we don't provide translators, and I don't have I only conduct paid consultations. What factors could cause I-485 denial even after I-130 approval? So I-130 approval has to do with being able to prove that the marriage is in good faith. I-485 denial I-485 application can still be denied in spite of an I-130 being approved, because I-485's got to do with admissibility issues, not the good faith part. The good faith part is good faith attaches to I-130. Your I-45 has to do with, are you admissible as a legal permanent resident? So if, for instance, you were found to have misrepresented in your previous filing, you were found to have submitted fraudulent documents, your 45 could be denied based on that, because those are admissibility grounds. So I hope that helps. Yeah, she said she had contacted our firm, but that's the truth of the matter. That's what it is. We don't provide translators, and we don't and I don't offer free consultation. This is what I do that is free. So if you have a question, you don't mind getting the answer here, then that's fine. But it's just going to be a very general response to your question. Yes, CG's age limit for the court order, not the petition now. The court order depends on what your age of majority is for you to still be under the jurisdiction of the juvenile court in your state. The I-360 petition, however, has an age limit of filing before you turn 21. If someone is out of status, what can he do? And he was B1, B2. Sit down with a lawyer and see what your options are. Requested I-130 to be transferred to your application. VAWA application will get the receipt notice, and there's no priority date in the priority box. That happens all the time. It's not uncommon. Yes, thank God for Ms. Giver. Absolutely. Yes. I got an error fee about my affidavit of support form. Everything was filled out correctly and is sent back for it. What do you think? Because they're crazy folks. Sorry, that's what it is. Do you understand that it is aggravating? Then to the point where I actually print out the I-864P, the guidelines, the property guidelines, highlight what it says, the requirement, highlight the total income on the taxes, highlight the fact that, and list everything. They still will send you an RFP say you didn't complete, you didn't include a properly completed I-864 with tax documents. Like, mind blown. Who are these folks? But then again, what you want to do, you got to respond. And sometimes, like, if you can, the last one I respond is like, if you have a problem with calculating this, please get a supervisor to review this response, because sometimes it has to get to that point. I had a case last week they sent back because it said that we didn't send the filing fee of $1,225 for the 45. Now, that would be that they would be right, except for the fact that this client of mine, the applicant in this specific case that they returned to me, was born in 2015. By calculation, and that's what I put on my cover page. It's like, by calculation, this kid, and I had to use the word kid so they understand, is 8 years old in 2023 in uppercase bold font. That means this kid filing with the parent pays $750. Not only did they waste my time, now I have to resend it. Now they're delaying this kid's case. USCIS. What can we do? Hi, Epic Movements. What's going on? How have you been? Is it advisable to get medical ready before USCIS asks for it after I-360 approval? And how long does it take to approve I-45? I think I've answered that already. Whether it's advised to get the 360 for the medical ready before then, because there is an extension. I think, if don't quote me, but I think it's 4 years now for the civil surgeon's signature. It wouldn't hurt to do that. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. We should always have cause to glorify his mercy over us. Amen. 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 No worries. Please bring your pretty face to Alabama. Please, we would love to see more pretty faces here. Can I use PO Box for USCIS application? That if that's safe for you, then that's fine. Hello, Mr. Blaze. Hold on 1 second, people. Okay, I've answered that question. Thank you. Thank you. After you file for a VAWA case, can you still file I-130 with your spouse? You can, but you're going to raise a lot of red flags in your case. This is most likely going to be scheduled for an interview. You're going to confuse USCIS officers exactly what it is, but so be ready to answer quite a bit of questions. Okay. I'm telling you, epic movements. This code is not it's not doing it because yeah, I don't like the heat. I don't like summer. See, my skin doesn't like extreme weather. That's just me. So this cold is about to drive me out of town. I'm telling you. Today was warm in Maryland. Y'all lucky then. My U.S. citizen husband just abandoned me and my son, and he's threatening me with my immigration status. Can I file for VAWA? That sounds like a VAWA potential, but I would say have an attorney evaluate your case. We'll be more than happy to help you evaluate your case. 334-341-4475 olalayLawFirm.com. But I have an attorney evaluate your case. Make sure that you actually know that no one can guarantee you any outcome, but know that you're eligible for what you want to file. But it sounds like a potential VAWA case. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right, people. It's 10. We're not going to push it today. We will do, I think, if God willing, maybe not Thursday, but maybe Tuesday before we go for Thanksgiving. Try to do another question and answer session and see that. But I gotta go. I'm still going to try to not over appreciate, but see what I can still get done tonight. Given the fact that yesterday was not, yeah. But anyway, Miss Giwa, we rejoice with you. We thank God for your life. We thank God for he's putting his edge of fire around about you. And I pray that that edge of fire that he has put around you, that has covered you and has been your protection, none will be able to break through. His hand of grace will continue to keep you and guide you, and you should not, your children should not grieve over you. You shall not grieve over them even. And for all of us, this year is coming to an end. Our greatest prayer is that the year would not end with us. If anything, that would end the year in praises and thanksgiving with many, many testimonies. Looking forward to a wonderful new year. And even if it looks like, okay, in 2023, the fact, Shalom Bagwe, because Shalom Bagwe, we're all important in his eyes, and it's just a matter of waiting for that time that is your own time, that God has called you for, as destined for your own blessings. Thank you, everyone. Every single time, I do not take it for granted that you take time out of your busy schedules. We're all very busy to join us it's almost like a fellowship, really. Not fellowship like a lot church, but fellowship is a gathering, right? Coming together, sharing testimonies, answer questions, sharing your own experiences. So I don't take that for granted. I thank you all, and have a wonderful night, and I'll see you guys on Thursday.